Okay, so we've got an order I placed earlier this morning has now been hit. We're active. Didn't get a chance to put the order up beforehand, but yeah, it's there now. So the order's was placed around I don't know, about 8:30ish or so, and subsequently ordered. So let's have a look in a bit more detail. So as you can see, I think the order was placed around here, around 8:30ish. Subsequently dropped down, almost triggered, a little bit of a push away, and subsequently then triggered. It was 8:48 specifically. So the order's now active. Had a slight drop down from the entry point, which is a bit below, further below the previous touch points of last week, here and here, but while we've got our stop loss slightly further down. Stop loss is literally on the support zone area, which is not too great, but I'm not looking at the wider chart of this. The entry was on the smaller time frames, so a 20-point cushion is fine for this particular trade. Reality is I could have dropped the initial order price down a bit lower, another 5-6 points or so, but allowing a point for the spread. And I want to make sure we didn't miss it altogether, so that's why we went at 7196 instead of maybe 719190, something like that. But that's fine. So on the top smaller time frames, you can see we pulled down, we've come back up. There's an initial slight worry now that this channel or this downtrend on the early morning. Again, we could be seeing a little push up to hit the top of the channel. It did reject this for a few candles before pushing south, so maybe that might be a slight turning point. I think if we push back up, we can start getting back up to these levels, then hopefully we'll be in for a positive trade. But yeah, so let's see what happens. So just updated the trade, moved the stop loss slightly higher to protect the bank. So if we have a look at the chart, see the trade is triggered, it's pushed down. It's now moving up into the profitable area, which is great. We did have a 20-point lower. I brought it up just slightly. If we retouch these lows, I'd be a bit more concerned that if it does break, then it's going to fall much further. So we just moved up to protect the bank a little bit. So we got 7184. So I'll give it a point or so. I normally give a point even though it's half on the spread. Let's give 703, a couple more points to 7180. So we've saved sort of 4 or 5 points on the trade should it go wrong. There is part of me, just as I'm talking now, seeing this push up higher. Whether I want to protect the bank, give me a free trade. Still not convinced I'm getting these right. I do need to give it a bit of breathing space when these trades do kick in. But yeah, it's very tempting just to move that up to protect there. But so the MAs are turning positive. Oh, sorry, we're on the minute chart. Should be on the 5-minute chart. As you can see, yeah. So it's I'm unsure. Reaching these reasons, expect a little potential stutter as we did first thing. Hopefully the push will start breaking up and we'll hit these targets. Do you know what, now in the interest, in fact, yeah, you know what, I'm going to let it breathe. I'm going to leave it alone and see what happens. Yeah, let's see what happens from here. So pushed up a little bit further. I was debating a few minutes ago as to whether I should protect the bank, and I've decided that is exactly what I'm going to do. May potentially hit the stumble point here, pull back, and then push higher, creating a higher low. But at this point, I need to head out shortly, and I think I'm always err on the side of caution and protect the bank if the opportunity arises. So bring that up to, I need to tweak that ever so slightly, but I'll do that shortly. So bringing the bank up to break even, whether I'm being overly cautious or not, possibly, but no money lost is always a good sign. So we'll leave that there for now, and we'll come back to the trade later on. Let's see what happens. Okay, so the trade we placed, or the order we placed earlier today, which hit since just closed 5 minutes or so ago, as our stop was kicked in, and we broke even. So if we can have a quick look at the chart, 5-minute chart. Okay, morning opened, bit of a downward pull. The trade was ended around here, went under, pushed back up. When we got to the highs, we brought the stop loss up a bit higher, eventually bringing it to break even, which is around the 7196. We ended up slightly during the course of the morning, but then in the last sort of half an hour, 40 minutes or so, we had a bit of a pullback. Was a bit worried as to whether I should leave the trade, the stop loss in place. But again, protecting the bank is always a good idea. And as you can see, stop loss was brought to break even, which has been around here. We've just got closed out, and that's the trade done. So first trade of the week, break even trade, and nothing lost. So I think it still looks okay. The reality is there is a potential from here to have a push up, a retrace. As long as we don't push much lower, we got the possibility then to be pushing back up into this resistance area, which hopefully will break and push into a support zone. But again, we'll just have to see what the market brings. Lots of indecision. See a doji forming in the last 5-minute candle on where it wants to go. But yeah, so first trade of the week, break even trade.